Good morning to all. Next topic is conditional statements. So first, what is meant by conditional statement? The decision control statements usually jumps from one part of the code to another part depending on whether a particular condition is satisfied or not. That is, they allow you to execute the statements selectively based on certain decisions or conditions. Such type of decision control statements are also known as selection control statements or conditional branching statements. In Python, conditional statements are classified into if statement, if elif statement, if elif else statement, nested if statements. First one is if statement. The general syntax of if statement is if test expression statements. First execute the expression. If the expression is true, then only evaluate the statements. Otherwise, it is not evaluated. A few important things to note about if statements are, first one, the colon is significant and required. If test condition colon, so the colon is required. It separates the header of the compound statement from the body. The line after the colon must be indented. It is standard in Python to use 4 spaces for indenting. So the statements are written after 4 spaces. Okay. And the third one is all lines indented, the same amount after the colon will be executed whenever the Boolean expression is true. Fourth one, Python interprets non-zero value as true, none and zero is interpreted as false. So non-zero, it produces non-zero value, it is true, otherwise it is false. So first execute the test expression. If the expression is true, then only evaluates the statements or execute the statements. Okay. So here is an example. Mark equal to 102. If mark greater than or equal to 100, then print. Mark is a valid, not a valid mark. Otherwise, print, this is always printed. So, 102 is not a valid mark, and after that, one printing statement, this is always printed. So, all the statements are evaluated. Suppose the mark is 50, so 50 greater than or equal to 100, then evaluate this expression, this condition is true, mark less than or equal to 100, then the condition is true, then it evaluates, this is always printed. Suppose 50 greater than or equal to 100, it is false, then the statement, this is always printed only, evaluated. So the next one is the elif statement. The general syntax of if else statement is if test expression statements 1, else statements 2. So the elif statement is the normal if else statement. First evaluate this test expression. If the expression is true, then statement 1 will be executed. Otherwise, the statement 2 will be executed. If the condition is true, if the test expression is true, then statement 1 will be executed. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then statement 2 will be executed. Here is an example. Age is equal to 21. If age greater than or equal to 18, 21 greater than or equal to 18, condition is true. So, then it prints eligible to vote. Suppose the age value is 12. So 12 greater than or equal to 18. Condition is false. Then the else part will be executed. So print not eligible to vote. Here the output is eligible to vote. So the next one is the elif-else statement. Sometimes there are more than two possibilities and we need more than two branches. One way to express a computation like that is a chained conditional. So the elif else statement is otherwise called as chained conditional statement. So chained conditional means sometimes there are more than two possibilities and we need more than two branches. One way to express a computation like that is a chained conditional. The syntax is if test expression 1, then statement A. Elif test expression 2, statement B. Else statement C. So if, else, if, else. If, else, if, else. So to evaluate the first test expression 1, if the condition is true, then statement A will be executed. Suppose the condition is false, then test expression 2 will be evaluated. Suppose the test expression 2 is true, then statement B will be evaluated. Otherwise, the statement C will be evaluated. This is the working concept. So first execute the test expression 1. If it is true, then statement A will be executed. If the text expression is false, then test expression 2 will be executed. If the test expression 2 is true, then statement B will be executed. Otherwise, the else part, statement C will be executed. So the example, time is equal to 17. If time less than 12. If time less than 12, print good morning. If time less than 15, print good afternoon. If time less than 20, print good evening. Else good night. So now the assigned time is 17. So first evaluate time less than 20. So the condition is false. 17 less than 12. That is false. So go to the elif time less than 15 part. So here also 17 less than 15. Here also false. Then goes to the next part. Elif time less than 20. So 17 less than 20. Condition is true. Then print good evening. So your output is good evening. Okay. So the next one is nested if statement. So the nested if statement, one conditional can also be nested within another. One conditional can also be nested within another. That is, we can have a if elif else statement inside another if elif else statement. This is called nesting in computer programming. So the general syntax is if test expression 1, if test expression 2, statement B, else statement C, else if test expression 3, statement D, else statement E. So first evaluate test expression 1. If the condition is true, again check the condition, second condition, test expression 2. If the condition is true, statement B will be executed. Suppose the second condition is false, then statement C will be executed. Suppose the first expression is false, then else part will be evaluated. Here also another one condition, test expression 3. Here the test expression 3 is true, then statement D will be executed. Otherwise, the statement E will be executed. So these are about conditional statements. So conditional statement, there are 4 conditional statements: if statement, elif statement, elif else statement, nested if statement. So the best example is greatest of among two numbers. If A greater than B, then print A is greatest. Else print B is greatest. And another one example, greatest among 3 numbers. If A greater than B and A greater than C, then print A is greatest. Else if, elif, another one condition, B greater than A and B greater than C, then B is greatest. Else C is greatest. These are about conditional statements in Python. Okay, thank you.